Hello everyone, my name is Serenity Ganaway, and today I'm going to be telling you about the effects of corporal punishment and why it shouldn't happen. Alright, I'm going to be using a piece of paper today because I do not have any note cards, and I'm going to be showing you a visual on my phone because my printer is not working. So I hope you guys enjoy regardless. Alright, did you know that corporal punishment can cause more harm than good for kids in the long run? I personally feel that spanking kids can only do more harm than good because it leads to personal issues later on in their life. I feel if parents in this generation were to stop spanking their children, there would be some improvement in their mental health and so on. Okay? This topic is important to me because as a child, I got spanked several times and it improved my behavior. Getting spanked caused me more harm than good. I ended up having a share of my personal problems, but thankfully I don't have it anymore. So I want to use my personal experiences to combat spanking and other types of corporal punishment. And I want to persuade those who plan to have children one day and who already have children I just want to let them know that spanking isn't the answer to everything. And in most cases, it's very ineffective. Okay? So, spanking and other forms of punishment are very unnecessary because it negatively affects children later on in their life. So first, I will tell you about the major problems surrounding corporal punishment. Second, I will discuss the solutions to not spanking children and still getting them to follow instructions. And third, I will discuss the benefits of not spanking children. All right. First, I will tell you about the major problems surrounding corporal punishment. The main problem with spanking is that it doesn't help in most cases, and it leads to a variety of personal issues later on in their lives. All right, so I'm going to show you my citations. I'm going to read that. Okay. According to a website article titled "The Case Against Spanking," it explains that physical discipline is slowly declining as some reveal lasting harm for children. Many studies have shown that physical punishment, including spanking, hitting, and other means of causing pain, can lead to personal issues. The evidence shows that, number one, spanking can cause depression. Number two, it can cause childhood trauma. And number three, it can lead to antisocial behavior. All right. So in 2013, an NFL player, his name's Adrian Peterson, he was suspended for hitting his son with the belt. And his son had a lot of bruises on his body due to him being hit several times. So after the incident, he still doesn't see a problem whooping his child. So I'm going to show you a picture. Like I said, my printer wasn't working, so I'm just going to show you a picture on my phone, my other phone. Okay, so this is a picture of the bruises that his son got from being hit with the belt. Okay. All right. I feel that parents who spank their kids should stop thinking that violence solves everything because it doesn't. It actually makes the child's behavior worse. Studies show that spanking is ineffective and it has prolonging consequences throughout child development and growth. Okay? Usually when parents spank their children, it's out of frustration and anger, and it can lead to abusing them. Studies show that parents who ultimately spank their kids out of frustration later on regret it, and it ruins their relationship with their child. Okay? Lastly, spanking doesn't help at all, and studies show that it's useless, my bad. All right? So I'm going to read you another one of my citations. All right. According to a policy statement stated by the American Academy of Pediatrics, it said that an analysis of a 2016 national survey conducted by YouGov.com revealed that respondents with young children in the home, regardless of race or ethnicity, did not support corporal punishment, suggesting the possibility that a generational shift in social norms may be taking place. All right? So therefore, spanking is a waste of time and it isn't worth it. All right? Now that we already know the problems surrounding corporal punishment, I will now introduce you to the solution to this. Okay? I think there are effective alternative ways to punishing your children, such as putting them in timeout, taking something enjoyable away, and doing write-ups. These punishments will have children learn the difference between wrong and right. Also, it has them think about their actions and why they shouldn't do it the next time they consider doing it. All right? So have them sit in timeout for a certain amount of time depending on the decision that they made. So I suggest putting them a timeout in an empty and quiet room where they can think about what they did. Okay? Putting children in a quiet and empty room allows kids to think more clearly because there aren't any distractions nearby. Taking something enjoyable away also helps too. This teaches children that whenever they do something wrong, they don't deserve good privileges, because in life you'll get something in return for every decision you make, whether they are good or bad. Enduring write-ups is another strategic way of punishing. Writing something over and over again causes things to lock in our brain and causes deep thinking. When having a child write what they did wrong a certain amount of times, it causes them to think about the decision that they made, and they will acknowledge the wrong in that decision. All right. A lot of parents often hold their children accountable for their wrong actions, but I think that we should reward them for the good actions that they make as well. I feel like if we were to reward our children for the good actions they make, it would probably motivate them to do good even more. But try not to reward them like every time they do something right, because it's going to give them the wrong impression that they should only do good when they want something. Like you should teach their children like the value in right doing than wrong doing, basically. Okay, so we now know the solution to spanking, which is the use of alternative punishment and acknowledging their good behavior. Now let's move on to the benefits of those solutions. Some benefits that come along with not spanking your children, such as fewer mental health issues, less aggression, and better relationships with their peers, and so on. All right, so I'm going to read one of my citations. All right. A 2019 article implies, despite the adverse effects of physical punishment on a child's development, including increased antisocial behavior and higher risk of depression and other mental health problems, only 53 countries have outright banned the practice. In fact, in Colombia, a country that has been wrought with civil conflict for over half a century, corporal punishment continues to be seen by many as an acceptable punishment for children. Okay? All right. Also, studies have shown that corporal punishment is ineffective by trying to make a child's behavior better. It actually, in fact, like I said previously, makes their behavior worse. Therefore, if we practice the solution of the alternative punishments, as I mentioned before, then we'll see better improvement in children's behavior. So that's one benefit. All right, I'm going to read another one of my citations right here. All right. A 2017 article mentions our findings suggest that spanking isn't an effective technique and it makes children's behavior worse, not better, says psychological scientist Elizabeth T. Gershoff, lead author on the study. Okay. So when we praise children and reward them for their good behavior, it motivates them to perpetuate their good behavior. That doesn't mean to reward them, like I said previously, that doesn't mean to reward them every time they do something right, but every once in a while reward them with something that they may enjoy, and it will motivate them to keep doing right, and it also will help them see the value in making good decisions. And also tell them that you're proud of them, because whenever you're praised for something, it motivates you to keep up the good work. All right, we now understand the problem, the solution, which is the alternative use of discipline and acknowledging good behavior, and the benefits. Now let's sum this speech up. Overall, corporal punishment is detrimental to child development. 1, corporal punishment causes a variety of issues throughout child development. 2, there are alternative ways to punish children besides spanking them, and we should acknowledge the right decisions that they make to try to motivate them to do right even more. 3, there are benefits to not spanking children, such as fewer mental health issues, less aggression, and better relationship with their peers. I know that I'm not a parent yet, but one day I plan to be. I will apply these methods in my parenting because I want my future children to succeed in the best way possible, and I want them to probably know wrong from right. Lastly, to make a change for anything, it begins at the end of your comfort zone. Thanks to everyone for taking the time to listen to my speech. I hope you enjoy and listen thoroughly. Have a great day.